All right, welcome to the Southern Speed Shop Racing League. I'm your host, Justin Wilkes here, and we are at the streets of Chicago. The fun street course here in the downtown Chicago metropolitan area has been a staple of NASCAR for the past 3 years and now making its debut on the schedule for the Southern Speed Shop Racing League. As these drivers are qualifying now, we see Alex in that 72 car out on track right now, making his qualifying run. I don't have to tell you if you've seen this event before. This is very tight track, also very fast track as well. So that's also something these drivers have to think about is this braking
very tight track.
and what these
Also,
guys are going to do.
very fast track as well.
Excuse me. My apologies. We'll see where Alex slots in here for qualifying here. Down the long straightaway that is Michigan Avenue into this tight left-hander over the train tracks we go. Around the water fountain, setting up the short complex to the start finish line. Let's see where he'll slot in. Final corner down the main straight. Right now, P1 is the 52 of Brantley. Where does Alex sit? Lap 2 goes to the top by almost a second and a half. And he will park it with that qualifying run. To see Frank Skimmerhorn crest the hill. Little bit of brakes going on to the straightaway here, setting up this fountain turn. Here we go through this very technical, bouncy, sweeping corner into this tight complex here over the train tracks down to the last turn before you hit the straightaway. We'll see where Frank Skimmerhorn slots in. Hard on the brakes, get the car to rotate, gently ease back into the throttle. And let's see where Frank crosses the line at. He will slot in P3. See if he can better his time. As we see Brantley on his second of 2 qualifying laps here to see if he can improve his time. It's going to be a battle here. Does he have it? Yes, he jumps Alex. He picks up 2 seconds to take over the pole position. As you see Frank Skimmerhorn putting... Oh no, Frank Skimmerhorn disappeared. And it looks like that is it for qualifying as we are going to grid up. It's a 50 lap race here from the streets of Chicago. So your starting lineup as we get the field ready to grid up. On pole is that 52 of Brantley Bryant. On his outside in that 72 is Alex. Inside of row 2 you have the 50. Okay. The 54 of Frank Skimmerhorn, starting P3 on his outside will be the 61 of Wyatt Mickelson. Out inside of row 3, you have the 17 of Dustin Hardy. Starting outside of him, you will have the 60 of Ryan Holler. And then the inside of row 4, the 49 of Jeffrey Herrick. And starting outside of him, in 8th, the 76 of James Jones. Just waiting on a few drivers to grid up here before we go green. We are brought to you by Southern Speed Shop. Get your setup today. It will improve your lap time. I guarantee it. Welcome everybody that's tuned in thus far. Sam Hardy over at HMS, propane and natural gas appliances. Any service or sales you need, go ahead and email or call. To all of us over at Outcast Motorsports, thanks for tuning in week in and week out. Our friends over at iRacing.com. Christmas is right around the corner, so if you haven't, go ahead and pick up a new subscription or renew it for your loved one this Christmas as a stocking stuffer. And last but not least, K Designs. For custom paints, go ahead over to K Designs. As we see the field pace under caution, it's going to be an all-out war from this whole field. Small field once again this week, but that's okay with the holidays happening, and a lot of people have that going on, so we want to wish you and your family from here, us at Wilkes Production and Outcast Motorsports and the Southern Speed Shop Racing League, a happy holidays and a happy new year, because we will not be on air for the next 2 weeks after this for Christmas and New Year's. We will see you back the first week of January to finish off the season in the Mad Dash to the championship race in early February. So stay tuned for that and enjoy your holidays, and I wish everybody a happy and safe holiday season. As the field behind that beautiful Porsche pace car riding around here high above the streets. As we see the cars cresting the bridge down into our final couple of corners here. As we see Alex blinking a little bit, let's hope he can get his internet connectivity issues figured out so he's not losing points this week. As we go through the middle of Grant Park, this historic park, this long sweeping left-hander, beautiful statue of Grant in the background, sold out crowd here from the streets of Chicago. As we're setting up the final few corners, who is it going to be? Will Brantley take it again this week, or will the 72, or will somebody deeper onto the field surprise us and get their first victory of the season? Frank Skimmerhorn is in P4, one of his best qualifying efforts on the season, so let's see what he has in store for us this afternoon. Hot day today, track conditions are greasy. And we are going to go green. Green is in the air. We are racing here from the streets of Chicago. Side by side in turn 2. Brantley dive. Whoa. Frank Skimmerhorn lunging on the inside of Alex for P2. Frank's gets a little. The 17 goes around. No foul. And we do not have yellows on, folks. So he's got to get that car righted and hope that he has not lost a lot of ground. As we see the 61 now making his presence known here on track behind Hardy, as we see Frank Skimmerhorn. Ooh, careful for that. Oh, as Frank's gonna hit the wall one more time, just loses it, loops it around. He will keep it going green. As we search up and see what's going on with P3 and 4, good bit of distance going right here. The third of Ryan Fowler back up to the 72 of Alex, tracking down that 52 of Brantley. Brantley and Alex are gonna run away with this early on here on lap one. Does Alex have the road course ace here in the series as he's right there, half a car length back as these two go around that long sweeping section? Hard on the brakes, get that car slowed down and rotated without sliding it too much. You don't want to abuse the tires. We will have at least one pit stop this afternoon, so these drivers have to be careful with these tires not to abuse them, to make them last. As we're down to the main straight to complete lap one, it will be led by the 52 of Brantley Bryant. Car length and a half off his back bumper is that 72 of Alex, trying to find out a way around early in the going. Big spread out. This is a race on track at the moment. We will stay with this, as it does look like the 17 has caught the back bumper of the 49 of Herrick. As there's a three-car battle here, Herrick gets shuffled out. Here comes the 61. No. As Hardy back around and put now his sights on that 76's rear bumper. Can he track him down from this far away? He looks like he's got pace. As we see behind him, the 49 under attack from Wyatt Mickelson. Mickelson looking on the inside down this long straightaway here into the hard braking zone. He will make the pass before the braking zone. As we look back here to Frank Skimmerhorn, now just biding his time. Now, can the 61 hunt down Hardy here, take over that spot? As Hardy looks to track down this man right now, closing the gap. As Ryan Holler just balled by his lonesome, well off the pace of the race leaders, who have put almost 8-9 seconds from first to third place on lap 2. And like I said, there is no yellows this afternoon. It is straight 50 laps through and through. As we see Mickelson tracking down the 17. The 17's brakes glowing already. Hard on those front brakes, trying to get that 17 beautiful wrapped Toyota Camry slowed down and rotated in these tight technical corners. As these two battle, they are closing in on James Jones in that another beautiful Christmas scheme, courtesy of Hardy Designs. Battle, no, the 61 thinks better of it. Can't make it through. Dawson runs the defensive line, still keeps the momentum going up over the train trestle, down into this technical left-hand corner section here. They zoom straightaway here into this tight sweeping corner into this other very complex section here, going on to the start finish, as you got this left-hander followed by a very short one little bit of 2-3 shift into the hard braking zone of our final turn, leading onto the front stretch here down by pit lane. As a 17 is under attack, he will lose 2 spots. Oh, he just gave him up to that. Those two, he's like, I got to make these last. So drop Jones back down 2 positions in one corner as this battle as Hardy parks it in the wall and Mickelson underneath him. The 76 spins around. Ooh, significant contact with these two as the 76 tries to gather it up. Nice elf on the quarter panel of his race car. Mickelson, heavy damage on the front of that Hendrick Harms Chevrolet. Oof, he's going to have a rough race, and he's got to look at, but now at this point, he went all the way underneath submarine as the 17 gets loose again. Squeaks by is that 61 car. Hardy has to spin it around again. Those tires are hot. They're going to be screaming as the 76 has now caught back to the back bumper of the 17 car. Heavy front end damage from hitting that tire barrier on the 17 car. The nose is pushed in quite a bit. Heating is definitely going to be an issue with that. As race car driver, you're going to be looking at your temp gauges now. Your spotter and your crew chief have all warned you in your ear. As the 76 has chased him back down, the 76 loses a little bit in the marbles, as you can see right there. The sweeping fountain corner here. This is one of the funnest parts on this whole circuit right here, in my opinion, is this long sweeping section into this hard final sector 3 leading onto the front straightaway. And the 61 heavily damaged. He's going to be running off pace. And Ryan Holler running strong here in P3. No damage, no spin out for our top 3 as the battle. Ooh, Alex looks to show him that he's going to make a move into the braking zone this early on. These two are 20-some seconds ahead of your third place runner. As we go in the Exumo straightaways here, into this heavy braking zone, down through the Grant Park. This is like a tunnel through here. You got to be very careful, very single file through here. Hard into this braking zone. Alex, right on his back bumper, can get that car to rotate really well on the brakes and get on the throttle relatively early. But the 52 has the track advantage. He will lead car and a half as we see Alex blink. Oh no. There's Alex back. We got him back. He's still on the tail of the 52 car. Trying to set up a wide exit as the 52 and the 72 both spin. Who can get on the throttle first? No significant damage. Nope. Significant damage to that left front quarter panel on the 72 car for hitting the wall, the tire barriers. But no harm, no foul. These two will keep going. That was just a little bit of... We'll go back and watch this because that was a... We'll see as they go into this braking zone. The 52 sees Alex coming and just over-rotates it. And Alex sees it and just spins it out. And my apologies, heavy, significant damage to that left rear quarter panel as well on the 72 car. And they get going and resume this fierce battle here with these two. Everybody but Fowler or Holler, I believe, has gotten into the wall in some sort of way or fashion or spun, as we see that 72 give a little bit of love to our race leader. Don't know if he's not happy with how the driving's been going, if he thinks he's been getting, mirror drove, and, but as a race leader, you got to do what you can to keep these guys behind you, especially a guy who's talented on the road course and street circuits, like the 72. Alex is very good on these technical courses. So Brantley's got to do everything in his arsenal to keep Alex behind him. As these two battle it out, the 60 of Ryan Holler looking strong early on, keeping the nose of that Mustang and all the quarter panels on it. As we see Frank Skimmerhorn again spinning around, as we see that battered 61 go by. James Jones running way off the pace from these guys. He's almost 30 seconds behind Wyatt, just idling around. As you see Herrick, another 20-some behind our 5th place runner. And Dustin is in the clutches of going down a lap here as we see him crest the train trestles. Here are our leaders hot on his heels. It did not take them long to get to the back of the field. Hardy, those tires are screaming. He's just trying to limp into the pit road, brake. And he just doesn't have the tires anymore. And he's going to bottle up our race leaders. These guys, you got to be patient through here. There's not good passing opportunities. You got to set it up perfectly going into this final corner if you want to make a pass. No, Hardy will get the drive off and keep on the tail end, but down this long front straightaway, he's gonna be in the tow, and I would expect to see that 52 make a lunge in the braking zone to try to put the 17 one lap down. No, patience prevails. Oh, he's going to look underneath the 17. The 17 does not get a good corner exit. That allows the 52 to go by him. Inside, though, the race leaders have to be careful. Dustin wisely decides I'm going to take as much brake as I can and allow the race leaders to race lead. So the 17 is now a lap down on our field. So is Frank Skimmerhorn. As this battle for the race lead still rages on, these two have been glued to each other all afternoon long. Down in the heavy braking zone, they have their sights set on now the 49 of Jeffrey Herrick, looking to put him a lap down. And Alex is looking on the inside up over the train shells. This is going to put him on the outside for this corner. Tight through your move. They both make it work. Now the 52 has an advantage. Ooh, the 72 squeaks by. Oof. Now, the 72 is stuck on that range. Now the road pick. They're going to take the 49 3 wide. Oof. Everybody got through it. The 52 and 72 putting on a clinic. As the two race leaders get into it, the bumper was put to as we see Herrick spins. He gathers it up. He'll get going green. Now, I do believe I can say this without a doubt that the 60 of Ryan Holler is the only car that does not have damage at this point. So kudos to him running around. Some 20 seconds closing in on these two as they battle it out. And thanks again to everybody that is watching. As we're going to watch this battle, so I can take a little drink here to call more of this amazing battle for this race lead. The 72 has now pulled away by over 2 seconds from their second place driver. Alex looking strong this early on. Brantley has just gave up at this point, or is his tires just used up that early on? These tires are going to be about reaching their halfway point of the, you can go about 20 to 30 laps depending on how you drive these cars. So depending on when we'll see these drivers pit around the halfway point, as we see already, sitting on pit road with heavy significant damage is Frank Skimmerhorn. As we see the 17 just breaks glowing red on that 17 Camry. Crazy to see that in the daylight with how much front brake he's using to turn the car. As we see this battle. Battle for third. The 61 hard. That's going to be a oof. That's going to be an ouch. He's going to have to limp that around this almost 2-mile road course street circuit. He's got that right front tire locked up. That is not turning on that 61 car. As the 49, he's going to have a hood up in his face. We'll keep an eye on this to see if he can limp it around here without doing any further damage to that 61hendricks.com cars.com Chevrolet. This has allowed the 49 to get around him to pursue his chances of getting back. This is going to allow the 60 of Ryan Holler, though, to go up one more as you see Ryan Holler go around to P3. And let's see if that 61 can keep this limped out. Oh, he's heavy on the brakes, but that car is not turning it hard into that wall. Oh, he's going to take a tow to the pit road. The attention of his crew. That might be a date ender for the 61. Unfortunate for him. As we see the heavy braking from the 60, not to get into the back of the 49. As we see Haller go around him, he's going to try to trudge down and make up almost 40 seconds to try to battle Brantley Brown, who has fallen to almost 4 seconds behind our race leader. As we see Brantley across the train trestles, trying everything he can to try to stay in touch with Alex in some way, some form, but Alex has said Saranara and is just destroying the field. Excuse me, as we see him go through over the train again, down into our final right hand 90-degree bend. You see a little bit of that inside tire come up as he makes that corner. Now, the question is, we're at 12 laps in to a 50-lap race. You're going to start feeling the tires give out. As a race car driver, you got to think of, now I got to start modulating my brakes a little bit more. I got to put a little bit more brake in the front or rear depending on how your car's turning. If your car's loose, you got to put a little bit more front brake. If your car's getting a little antsy and dancy, you got to put a little bit more rear in there. So a lot of these drivers are going to constantly be changing their brake bias front to rear depending on how the car handles here. A very slick concrete track here through the streets of Chicago. As we see Alex just doing his thing out for a Sunday drive, the brakes glowing red now on the 72 car, so that indicates to me he's put a lot of front brake into that car, using those big brakes to slow this car down and get it rotated. As you can see, the car's bouncing as they go across the racetrack. These are city streets. These are not paved, typical asphalt tracks and concrete tracks. This is a road that me and you drive on every day. So it's bumpy, it's oily, you name it. As he's got the sights on our fourth place runner to put him a lap down as well. Around goes Alex as we see Haller going around down to the final sector 3 over the train tracks. That will leave the top 3 on the race, on the lead lap here. 13 laps in. This race is going by fast. Obviously with no yellows, we're going to just cruise right through 50 laps. A long way to go for Alex to track down our third place runner of the 60, Ryan Haller, who's doing his best to try to gain more advantage in the front windshield to reel in the 52 to try to take over and make a battle for second. Going into this week, we knew it would be a battle. A favorite going into this as we see Alex heavy braking into turn 8. That is typical here. You just overcorrect. Heavy damage on the wheel. See how his car is going to handle from that now. Hopefully that doesn't affect him too much, but even him out front, as far out as he is still driving 100%. He is not saving anything. As we see that car getting a little twitchy under the braking. Going into our final corner here. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, significant damage on that left front. That's going to be an aero disadvantage down some of these longer straightaways. Not so much during the technical sections. As you can see, he pulls away. As he locks the brake up, yeah, that Mustang is not handling anymore. Those tires are hot. The aero is gone. Now, if you're Alex, knowing that the pit stops are going to be happening here in the next 10 laps, you have a big lead. Now you just got to conserve it as a driver at this point. You know your car's damaged and doesn't have the grip it used to. Now you're going to start seeing a lot of his steering and inputs change as he battles these tight and loose conditions with that aero push that this Mustang is going to have on it here. As you can tell, that front end, like I said, doesn't have the downforce anymore, so he's going to have to adjust to that. But it should be no problem for that young man who is very talented, as we all know. Through 8 into 9, or into 10, down into 11 here at Chicago. We're going to step aside real quick and we'll get the sponsors going as we take a quarter way break here from the action. As we are back, we see the 72 still out in front, giving up a little bit of track position on that 52 car, but he's got to struggle here. See what Brantley has. You see James Jones making his way through the Grant Park. Down into our final section. Big gap here between our first and second, as usual, as we see that gap slowly starting to come back down between our front two. Brantley taking off a couple tenths a second of every corner here through those faster sections. Like I said, with that damage to the front of the 72 car, it's going to hinder him down those longer straightaway sections here of the streets of Chicago. But in these tight sections, it's not so much aero grip as it is mechanical grip. As we see the 52 sliding that Chevrolet. Brantley Bryant putting on a show, sliding it through. Into the final corner he goes, putting the power down. You're going to see the gap to the race leader diminish by 2, 3 tenths, 4 tenths of a second down the front straightaway. 5 tenths, half a second. He gained up there, but he's going to lose it on corner exit here. Back on the throttle he goes. You can see it if he's got the relative up. The gap is closing as we can see it on the screen. We're going to keep an eye on this. As only 20 seconds up to he now can see the 72 car in that front windshield. That's how close he is. As they've got about 15 or 10 to 15 seconds before they have the 60 goes a lap down. It is only the front two on the lead lap. Jeez. as the 61 and 54 are many laps down with heavy damage that their crew was able to repair and get them back out on track. We will see as we take a look as James Jones just out there riding in the Will Ferrell inspired elf paint. As we see him going through there, beautiful looking Chevrolet, as he's gonna bide his time, and my guess is if those race leaders stay out, he's gonna stay out and try to get back on the lead lap via pit strategy. So we'll find out if that's what he does. As we see the 17 make his way through, bobbing over the bumps into the 10 and 11 here. Down this little short chute from 10 to 11 before he's got to get heavy on the binders to turn onto the front straightaway. Hardy's also probably going to try to get more track position by trying to probably overrun the pit stop if he can. But I will have to tell you, those tires on that 17 car have got to be screaming from the early on slides and spins that car had went through. As we see the 61 still on the pit road, Jeffrey Herrick out there still making the laps count. Good. This is going to be a good points day for him if he can get around the 17 car. As I say that, head into the wall, he goes down the front straightaway. As we see the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Skimmerhorn, back out on track. Many laps down. I shouldn't say many. Handful of laps down. Trying to get a good points day going for that. As we see the 49 come from backing it into the tire barrier into turn one. That is not what the 49 hard into the wall, pancakes the left side of that Camry down the long punt. As we see the race leader on the back straight is looking to put these two another lap down as these two race side by side. Frank's got the better tires and better car right now. As we go back to it, as Brantley has fallen off the pace again, as Alex has opened that gap back up to almost 8 seconds. It was down to almost 3. He's put the pace back. As he's going to put Herrick another lap down. Herrick stays wide out of his way. Now the 72 car is going to have the 54 car, who has better tires, back on as Frank wisely goes as we see the 49 spin into the wall. Let's see if he can get that rewetted and get out of everybody's way that's coming. As we see the 72 car down through 10 into 11. Rotate that car back under the throttle ever so gently here. Down the long front straightaway. Very hard 90 plus degree right-hander as you see the 61 back out on track in the 7th position. As we see Frank Skimmerhorn out ahead of him. As we see Brantley Bryan in there. 72 gets a little wide. And there's the 52 of Bryant. He can see the 72, but just barely. See what this young man can do if he can get back up there. Save some more tires. As Frank Skimmerhorn slides ever so much in front of him. Makes the pass before the braking zone. Heavy on the brakes, getting the heavy stock car to rotate through the bumps. Very hard. Very easy to lose the rear end of these cars. Even with, we see the 52 bounce off the wall. Very reminiscent of what you do at the streets of Long Beach. As well, going down to the little back chute before you get under the bridge to go to the convention center. You'll see that all the time. The drivers just overshoot, get into that wall ever so slightly, But harm, no foul. 52 will trudge on as he's actually starting to bite the bit and start to pull back into the race lead. It was 7. It is down to 2.5 seconds again. I think this young man knows he's got the camera on him because whenever it's there, he starts putting the pressure on. As we see the 54 lock it up and hit the tire barriers into turn 1. And there's the 52 can now see the 72 very much so as he went down the straightaway a little bit of this. Now another 3-4 tenths have been taken out of the race lead. That 52 car has poured it on, has found something here as we are going to be approaching the halfway point very shortly in this race. We will see. 52 now under 4 seconds off of the race lead. As a 72 gives and takes every so bit. The gap about 4.5 seconds. Starting to stable back out as the 72 starts to put some more pace into his Mustang. As we see the 49 of Jeffrey Herrick sitting on pit road, getting the service of his crew. It's Beno as we see the rear brakes as the 72 slides it. Good save for him, but that's going to lose a lot of time. Now it's down to 3 seconds because of that slide. These tires are screaming for mercy. I would expect to see the race leader pit here in the next 4 laps to try to get some more fresh Goodyear Eagles and possibly ask his crew to pop out those front fenders a little bit. As you see, those tires still a little bit warm. Had to gingerly get back on the throttle. Corner entry as he bounces it off the wall. Then the 52 decides to loop it into the wall himself. Significant damage. Yeah, that car might be broke. That car might be struggling now. You don't want. Oh, yeah, I think he might have broken a toe link on that car. Can he save it? Yes, after he bounces off the wall into the path. Yeah, there's something broken that 52's rear end. Unfortunately, that's going to have to be brought down to the attention of his room. My guess is he broke a toe link on that car. That car does not look like it's handling this. He's struggling to get on pit road. He will bring the attention of his Gear Chevrolet team. We'll see. This is going to be some lengthy repair if he does have a broken toe link, if he can get out there, or it might be a race done depending on how much damage he has on it. Body's going up. He did use the fast repair, it did look like. Left side's going on, and obviously it's different here on a street course like road courses. This is flipped around. All right, he uses a fast repair, and he's back out on track, so now he's going to have the fresh tires. Use the fast repair. Now, as we see our third place runner right there getting around our fourth place runner, as we see the 49 drop to pit road to the attention of his crew. The 60 has been clean all afternoon long, just running in P3. He is now the 20 seconds off the back bumper of our second. He saves it from getting into the wall. But yeah, our fourth place runner of James Jones is a lap down to the. This is not a battle for positions between Jones and Haller. Good racing from Haller. just running clean, running green. That beautiful looking. Ooh, little twitchy. Dasani Water Mustang. As he does have a little bit of damage on that rear, so might have early on got a little bit of bumper tag going on there. I did not see that. Has a little bit of bumper damage to that front bumper cover, but not bad. Still looking strong. As Brantley can now see our race leader who is struggling. Brantley has the new tires. Has tracked. Even as it does look like Alex just pitted as well. So Alex has a faster pair of tires. So these two are battle for position. I did not see Alex. As we were talking about Ryan, I did not see the 72 on pit road, but the 72 is fixed up, ready to go. He's got 4 fresh tires and fuel. Now the question is, can they stretch it 27 laps to the finish, or will they have to pit for at least fuel? As we see, the second place is dropped back to 8 seconds again. Ooh, the damage on the front of the 52 car. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, just overcooked it in the braking zone and significant damage. And he will not have a fast repair for that car. Oh, that's a bummer for him. Depending on how that car handles, this might be a day ender for the 52 car. As we have hit the halfway, he brings that attention to his crew. Oof. Not what he wanted to happen. He was right behind Alex with that pit cycle, and this should boost Ryan Holler up to P2 once he gets around. We will see if this is a day ender for the 52 of Bryant. He's going to park it. The tires are going up. On the left sides are up. His crew around to the right side of the car. And Bryant's going to have a lengthy repair as we see the 49 still sitting on pit road. Our 60 still riding around there. And here comes Holler to take over P2 as he flashes by the 52 car sitting on pit road getting repaired. And I would bet that it is going to probably have to be sooner or later before we see this gentleman parking it into the attention of his crew. We'll see what the Dasani Water 60 crew has and see how fast they can get him out. I wouldn't fix the damage at all. His car's running still good. The spoiler's still where it needs to be. As he is a minute behind our race leader, so not too far from actually going a lap down. So we'll see where he goes. We'll see if he has yet to pit. I do not think he pitted. And if he didn't, I would expect to see him come either this time by or next time. As we see Holler stay out one more time. As the 52 is out. Back out and on the track. Ooh, the 60 gets loose. He saves it. Doesn't lose too much time. will see this is the only gentleman that has not gone a lap down at this point in the race. But I can tell you right now, the handling on that 60 car is gone. That car is not behaving how Ryan wants it to. We'll see if he drops on the pit road, and he most likely will lose a lap going to pit road. But nope, he stays out one more time. He's hoping for a miracle at some point to allow him to get back into this fray for the race win. As we see the 61 back out on track. James Jones brought that Chevrolet down to the attention of his crew, back out on track. Looking to track down our fourth place runner. And there is our race leader. Can see the back bumper of the 76 of Jones. As we see Herrick finally return back to the circuit, making laps. Frank Skimmerhorn in P8. Running strong though. Good run for him. Gently does it around the turn one. There's our third place car with that significant damage back out on track. It's a little loose. You can tell he's fighting that car for all it's worth. Crew did the best they could to get that Chevrolet back up into racing condition, but the damage is done. Now as a driver, you're sitting on the podium. You're still looking strong, as we see. Dustin Hardy coming under the attack of our second place driver. 17, struggling with the handling of that Camry still. Running in P4. Holler gives it to the 17 down the straightaway. 17 overcooks it, gets into the wall ever so slightly. Allows the 16 to go by. The 16 will take us, as we see, little drifting from the 17 car. Back to our second place runner here. Ryan Holler looking strong as a candidate for that hard charger this afternoon. Up 4 from where he started in 6th this afternoon. Running P2 right now. A minute and some change off our race leader. As we see the 760 loops it. Says, spin a Rooney. Now those tires are gonna be hot. He's got to be careful for the next couple corners. Don't want to overcook those tires any more than they already are from looping around. Yep, a little greasy still. Those tires are still hot. And here he goes. This is going to allow this long straightaway to allow those brakes to cool off and allow the air to go through the tires, cooling it off before jumping hard on the binders. Going back into the tight complexes down through Grant Park. 60 has been strong and just consistent running his racing line, and with 20 to go this time by, it is looking like this is the 72's race to lose as the 60 dives it underneath the 17. It's not for position, but good driving out of the 60. I know we said it would be green as we see Hardy lose it on the front straightaway. He's going to back that up. That up, go to the attention of his crew for another pit stop. The 60 now is going to try to get around the 54. Frank Skimmerhorn, where is going to make it? Is it gonna, will Frank give it to him down this long straightaway? You betcha. As we watch the 60 car, a good time to say hello once again to our sponsors. K Designs, iRacing paints. Go head over to K Designs. They'll hook you up with some good, affordable, and great looking, mind you, paints. So go ahead over to K Designs, get a custom paint made today. Our friends over at Southern Speed Shop. Go get yourself a competitive and affordable setup from them. As we see Holler, the 52 get back into the wall. Well, he's having a rough one in the 52 car. Sam Hardy over at HMS. Give Sam a call for all your propane and natural gas appliance needs. Of course, all of us over at Outcast Motorsports, thank you for tuning in and week out. And our good friends over there at iRacing for making all this possible. We wouldn't be able to do this week in and week out without them. So go ahead, if you have not already, go ahead and create an account or surprise your loved one that wants to get into racing with one of their memberships. 25% off for existing and 50% off for new customers. So head over to iRacing.com for all your iRacing needs, merchandise, you name it. They have it over there on the website. Great stocking stuffer if you have not gotten a Christmas or gift or stocking stuffer this year. Thanks to once again to our friends over at iRacing. As we see Haller and Jones both up from fourth in their starting spots. So two drivers competing for that Hard Charger award this afternoon. As that 61 is still trying to track down our race leader somehow. Some way, as we see Frank Skimmerhorn once again looping it the wrong way out of the exit of turn one. And there is our race leader going down this long, sweeping straightaway. He's going to look to put another lap down on the 52 car momentarily. As his closest defender is over a minute and 15, almost a minute 15 behind him. So that means Haller is going to be in the crosshairs of Alex very soon. As I said, this race is going by fast, folks. We are under the quarter way mark here in this 50 lapper here. As now our race leader has some heavy lap traffic ahead of him. Two cars he's got to pass. 52 will wisely get out of the way through the tunnel turn. No, he stays ahead of our race leader for the moment. And this battling has allowed the 60 to close in a couple seconds, as we see that 52 did not want to concede to Alex. That cost Alex a couple seconds on the deficit. Now Alex has put this 52 car another lap down. And this is the race. Ooh, nice. He got around that. That is a horrible spot for the 49 to be sitting. Our race leader almost got collected in that, but good heads up driving for the 72 to realize that mid corner and to make the adjustment. Otherwise, that would have been catastrophic. As it does look like the 17 got around the 76 of Jones, so moved Dustin Hardy up to the 4th position. He is going to try to track down and get on the podium. He's over 30 some seconds off the pace with 17 to go. And the next car on the docket is the Wyatt Mickelson, running in 6th. Many laps down from the heavy contact early on this afternoon. I don't know what to say, folks, but other than this young man here on the screen, if nothing catastrophic happens, this will be your winner. I'd be safe to say that now, unless something catastrophic happens, which I hope it does not. As the 61 pulls way to the inside down this long sweeping straightaway into the heavy braking zone, the ABB braking zones into the RB short chute, down through this other long back straightaway, as you want to call it, into this tight left-hand 90-degree corner, putting you out over the train tracks, up and down. This is because where the car can get very unsettled, but Alex does it well. Into the Exumo straight, back through the turn 8, around Grant Park's signature statue. Here we are, folks. This is a clinic the 72 has decided to put on. He could just back it off from now to the finish, and he would still win. There's not enough to say at how talented he is, and like I said time and time again, this young man is a beast behind the wheel, and I am so grateful that I get to cover this week in and week out. Very talented. Wish I had a tenth of his skill. But, that's what the best iRacers have. They have the ability to adapt in any solution, and this young man has definitely proved it time and time again. So, what a season he's had every time we've gone to a road course or street course. This young man's name is always in the conversation. So, shout out to Alex for being an amazing addition to this league. As the race lead is stable around a minute 18 in between the first and second. And right now, in sole contention of that hard charger award would be the 60 car if the race were to end right now. Which I know some of these drivers are hoping that it would end at this point. Now the only other battle for position would be that third place battle of the 17 and the 52 car. But we'll keep an eye on our race leader for the moment, as he's in a land of his own. He can just put the laps down now. There is not a soul around him, front or back. As we Soka's back here on the 60 of Holler, down this back stretch here into the hard braking zone back towards Grant Park itself. Hard 90-degree corner up over the hill. Down he goes. That is Michigan Avenue, if I'm not mistaken. Up over here through the sweeper off of 8. This is 9. 10. And back down to 11. As that battle for third is heating up, Dustin Hardy only 20 seconds now behind the 52 car, so that'll be a battle here shortly. Now back up, that gap goes between the 52 and the 17. Holler hoping that traffic. Oh no, heavy contact for the front of that Mustang. Ooh, now there's some significant damage on that car. As we see our race leader hot on his heels, I was wondering when we'd finally see Alex go around this car right here to put him a lap down. As we see the 72, can't see that. And that would be an accomplishment if he can get there before 10 to go. And everybody would be on the. I could end the broadcast now, and this car right here would be the winner. No, Alex loses it, saves it, gathers it up. That's gonna give the 60 car a little bit of breathing room off the rear end. Now Alex has gotta baby those tires a little bit as he slid them. Those are gonna be slick. As you go down this little straightaway, you're picking up marbles because there's not a lot of room for those marbles to go at typical tracks. The marbles just stay on the racing circuit, so you pick those up on greasy tires, it's going to affect your next 2-3 corners. So that's something that Alex has got to think about here as he goes through 10 over the train tracks. Down into this tight turn 11 that leads down to this long front straightaway. Mark that another lap led this season for Alex. He's been a dominant factor all season long. Could possibly say he's the favorite to win it all. We don't know. We will see. As you see a couple cars in front of our race leader that he's going to have to get through here shortly. Starting with that battle for that P3 between that 17. Oh, there's Jones right ahead of him. Jones would be going another lap down, and right ahead of him as Fowler got around the 60 car. The 60 got around Jones. And this is where he keeps the car under control that time by. Jones in the crosshairs going down another lap as he just says, yep, he hit the wall. He's good. I'm rolling. As Jones will go one more lap down. I just can't say it enough. This is a clinic we are watching from the drop of the green flag all the way to the finish. This young man here has definitely earned the kudos that he's going to receive this afternoon when he does decide to take that checkered flag in 11 laps, 11 more times around this tight, winding. I wouldn't say winding, but it's a very tight technical street circuit here at Chicago through Grant Park down these massive straightaways here. As that 72 car now has his sights set back on the back bumper to put the 60 car a lap down behind in the rear view mirror. His only true competitors out of as we see Alex locking up hard under braking. Oof, overshot the brake zone on that one. And that is not what the front end of that, I was going to say Chevrolet, but Mustang needed right there. Those are all 4 tires that are going to be super sticky, super greasy. I just got to baby these tires now to try to stretch them another 11 laps because heavy braking and sliding, you're going to have to watch the tires. Yeah, he's got almost a full lap lead, but he can't keep doing that, costing himself some time. But I can tell you, looking out that rearview mirror, that 60 car loves to see Alex overdriving it because that means he has an opportunity to stay on the lead lap. We will see what the 60 has for pace over the 72 car. Alex hunting him down like a hungry tiger, hunting its prey. Folks, this is for nobody but Alex on the lead lap right here. As the 60 gets a little loose, collects it down the straightaway. Does Alex make a dive bomb from that far away? No, thinks better of it. Ooh, Alex a little wide through that corner exit. Stays off the wall. This is your second place leader fighting to stay on the lead lap. This late going, doing a good job for the moment, staying in front of Alex. Can he make it stick for another 8, 9 times around this street circuit? Breaking the draft down the front stretch is that 60 car heavy into turn 1. Alex gets a good exit. The 60 slides a little bit. The 72's, nope, not going to look. Oh, and there it is, folks. No longer a single car, but your race leader on the race lap. It took 41 laps for him to lap the entire field, but ladies and gentlemen, this young man has now secured the utmost respect for me and has lapped an entire field. For the first time, I want to say all season, I do not think we are going to have a single other person on the lead lap, which I don't think I can say has happened all season long. So we are witnessing history now. As this battle is for this position, the 52 on the inside does not want to concede it. Ooh, hikes up that right rear corner completely off the ground, driving the car off of one tire. Hardy looking on the inside, drag race down the front straightaway, give it to the 17 car right now. And the 17 is gonna try to pull away from our 4th place runner now of Brantley Bryant. And Bryant's gonna smoke the wall as we see the 49 back out on track. Heavy front end damage to his Camry. As Hardy's gonna drive it down. As Brantley Bryant is now struggling with the handling of that Chevrolet. As we see that 60 car back out on pit road, back down pit road, he's going to get some tires and damage fixed on that Mustang. And away he goes. Good racing from him. He will most likely secure, and I would say, if and he does not spin, which I hope he doesn't, he will secure our second place finish. So he's got the fresh tires now back on here with under 8 to go. Alex through turn 10. I see a little bit of damage on the front of that Mustang again. Must have got into the wall while we were paying attention to the other drivers. As he's going to bring that Mustang back down to the attention of his crew. So 2 pit stops for this afternoon, folks. We'll keep an eye on our race leader, and well, depending on, as we see the 61 bringing that car back down. As we see Ryan Holler going through 8 into 9, he's going to be down 10, so he will hopefully get his lap back and be on the lead lap. But the question is, for how long? As it's a long time as he's bouncing that right front. We're going to see if he can get his lap back. Keep an eye on the bottom left of your screen down this long front straightaway. As we do see Alex still on pit road. So, as we now see Alex back on the racetrack now. Now the music, folks, to make history is happening once again. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. If you know what that is, you've seen the movie. But that 72 car is back there, folks. Takes about a minute and 30 to get around here. So the 60 was able to get back around our race leader and unlap himself. So now we do have our front 2 back on the relap. We will see if that 60 car can keep that advantage over our race leader. As our race leader has lap traffic in front of him in the forms of the 76. 76 says, nope, you can take that, Alex. I don't want to impede on you. Go ahead with your big bad self. As the 60 is starting to open up the advantage he has out of the rear end of his Mustang on the 72's front bumper. And there is our racer. Ooh, getting a little loose off of 1, going down the straightaway into turn 2. Easy does it. We'll see if he is able to track down that 60 car with only a handful of laps to go to try to put the 60 lap down. Ooh, gets a little squirrely trying to put the power down. Down the backstretch. Here at the street circuit into this 90-degree left-hander up over the bridge, over the train tracks, down into 7, into 8, and then this long sweeping left-hander around the fountain here at Grant Park. Into 9, a fast right hand, second gear corner. Keep it in second down the short chute between 10 and 11. And I can't say enough that this young man is our race leader for the moment, barring anything happen to him. Is essentially the 60 is essentially so far ahead that even if Alex were to drop his pace off, ooh, as we see him bounce off the Arby's wall, drop the pace by at least 10 seconds a lap. I don't think there's enough time for that 60 car to come around in time. That gap stabilizer has about a minute and 20 seconds between our front two. As you can see, he can see the 60 car in his front windshield. He's using him as a pace marker. Alex has got to be careful. He's driving his heart out, never giving up as this young man. As we're going to have 4 laps to go this time by. Ooh, little tail happy. Wagging it out here down the front straightaway. Tick off lap 46, start of 47. Ooh, lap traffic in the form of Jeffrey Herrick. No doubt Herrick will let him have the spot. This is just a race, a clinic race, man. I wish that not a lot of people had the problems they had, but I did go out and put a couple laps myself here on the circuit here before they dropped the green flag, and it's slick out there. So the fact that, early on we saw all the problems happening, and, we saw them throughout the course of this afternoon, goes to show you that this place, how tough this place really is. And it doesn't do justice when you're watching it, but when you're behind the wheel of one of these cars here on circuit, I can promise you it feels so small. This track is so narrow that you don't realize how much room you have. And what an excellent driving style and amazing job here this afternoon from the streets of Chicago. As we're going to click down another lap, as we're going to have 3 laps to go this. So we're going to have 4 laps to go now this time by. No, 3 laps. My apologies. My ticker is weird. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. 3 laps to go. And you do see that DRS sign. That is for the Formula Next cars, the Indy Next Series cars that raced here as well. They have a flap that opens up on the rear spoiler to allow more downforce and more straight line speed. So that, if you're curious what the DRS zone is, that is what that is. As we see the 60 go around the 52. And the 72 is going to have to find his way around that beaten and battered 52 of Brantley Bryant. Bryant hiking up that inside corner. Significant damage to the suspension of that Chevrolet. As he's going to allow Alex to inside through this left-hand sweeper here. Setting up 9, 10, and 11. Here we go 10 as we see Holler get a little loose off of exit 10 going into 11. It's going to cost some time as Alex is there with 3 less than Alex, significant contact off the wall. Only a couple car lengths off the tailpipes of that Mustang in front of him. With 2 to go this time by, Alex has almost 4 miles left to see if he can make history again and actually have just a singular car on the lead lap. I know Alex would love to say that I lapped the whole field. As we see the 52 bounce it off the wall once again, the Ambetter Health straight away. Can he do it? Can he get around? This is the most entertainment we've had in a long time. As the 60 is going to check up a little bit to get so he doesn't get into the rear bumper of the 54 car. as Alex has his sights on it, and I know he wants to. Let's give it up for Alex and that 60 car. These two gentlemen have put on a clinic of how to drive. Yes, they both have had their problems, but in terms of everything else, these two have been the cleanest all afternoon long. Looking to close this one out as Alex, just a 3 car lengths, 4 car lengths now off the back bumper of the 60 car. Going into turn 10, the 60 gets a little loose. That's going to allow the 72 car to close down to 2.5 car lengths going into turn 11 as the white flag is in the air for our race leader one more time around from the streets of Chicago. Alex has one more lap to make history, folks. Can he do it? Is the question. Can he force Haller into making an error to put the whole the whole field on one lap down? As the 72 is driving hard, the 60 is driving even harder, folks. He doesn't want that to happen. He doesn't want that statistic to happen. As the 60 has pulled a couple more car lengths ahead, but through these tight, narrow street sections, this is where Alex has been strong all afternoon long, putting the power down one final time down this long straightaway here. As we're going to ride on board with Alex, as you see him sliding into the hard right-hand corner to 7, turning into 8, a blind corner. Now through the Grant Park itself. Here we are into 9, down to the setup of 10. Here is that hard right-hand corner 10, leading onto this little short shoot to 11. And my golly gee, folks, that history fact will stay unwritten for another week, as our race leader is and race winner is the 72 of Alex. As he's burn it down, and our second place finisher stays ahead of him as Alex will burn it down across the start finish line. Down in front of here, in front of you, your running order and your finishing order. This time by is the 72, your race leader, the 60 of Ryan Haller, third, or second, Dustin Hardy, third. This gentleman, Brantley Bryant, is fourth, followed by fifth, James Jones, 61. Wyatt Mickelson going for a ride. Jones crosses the start finish line to secure fifth. Hardy will finish in P3. Good driving for this 17 car to finish on the podium after a tumultuous start this afternoon. Spinning early as he's going to come down the start finish line. And your second place driver is going to be the 60 as he takes the checker flag. Ryan Haller, P2. So we're going to pull our P3 driver in. Dustin, I know it's not the result you wanted, but P3 to finish off a tumultuous street circuit. Yeah, talk to me a little bit about it because the track looked like it was slick. Not a lot of grip out there. What was it from the driver's seat? Absolutely. P3, that's a good point stay for you. Um, we 2-week break here in the holiday season. What's that gonna do? Give you guys a chance to regroup here and battle it out here for what 6 week stretch after the new year?
something like that. But yeah, I don't. It should be like yeah, we're on 13 now, so yeah, about six races left. Try to catch up with Alex, but like I said, we'll take this break and then we'll go. I forget what we got another 3 weeks, but yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll try to catch Alex in the points, but I just want to thank Hardy Design. Um, Used to doing the broadcast. All my teammates at Outcast. My dad at HMS. Propane and natural gas services and all. But man, I'm glad that one's over.
I was gonna say, you had that early spin and it just kind of snowballed from there, and it seemed like everybody at some point just lost the rear end of the cars and just right into the barrier. A lot of you guys were running a lot of front brake, I noticed. A lot of those brakes glowing red. Was brake fade kind of an issue?
Not really. It was just when you put it on the rear, it just as soon as you hit the our brakes, it flings it around. So you try to put it on the front, and then it wears out the right front. But I use the brake so much, my Sim Magic pedals started fading, and I was fooling this thing.
Oh no. Well, you limped it home to third. 2 laps down. Um, I know you're not a road racer, but good to finish on the podium and improve the points. So we'll let you go do the points, and hopefully, when we're done interviewing Alex, you can give us a update here on the air.
I actually just did.
Okay.
69. I'm 69 points behind Alex now, which is about 2 races. Well, about a race and a half, really, if he has 2 bad races, and I have 2 good races. But yeah, Frank stayed in third. He's 111 out. Brantley stayed in fourth. He's 119 out, and James rounds out the top 10, 132 down.
Awesome. Well, thanks for that update. We're going to let you go in the waiting room, and we're going to pull our second place finisher, Brian Holler, in.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Ryan Holler, you got a copy.
Hello.
Hello, Ryan. How are you doing?
Good. How's it going?
Not too bad. So you managed to fight off that hungry 72 car from putting you a lap down after that final pit stop. Talk to us, man. You had a relatively clean race in comparison to some of the guys around you. So how was the car all afternoon or all long? And
Well, I like this road course. I'm not a road course racer, but this is the one road course where I actually have my only win at. So, it was nice coming back here. I didn't know if I was even going to be able to race because my computer wasn't even working that well, but figured some starters out, and then the car was nice. My only mistake was I lost it on a turn in front of my teammate Wyatt, and that felt really crappy. But other than that, a couple spin outs I had to clean up. But yeah, it was a good race.
yeah, and I know a lot of you guys were screaming that there's no cautions. I know. How was the tire wear? Throughout the race because you guys pit twice in 50 laps. So were you guys getting that great of tire management or not so much?
Oh, I felt fine. It's just a couple turns when I was down. Like with the first tires, when I was down to 3 laps, I had a couple turns where I got a little. It didn't even really. I wasn't even feeling it get loose. I just went into my normal braking zone, and for some reason, it just didn't stop. It just kind of snapped out on me when I braked. So, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was more or less just me making a couple mistakes at the end with the tire runs, but it wasn't so much the tires. I felt like they were pretty good.
Well, I can say that you kept Alex from writing the history books of lapping the whole entire field here in the series. So, uh, kudos to you for keeping him behind you on that last run to the checkered there.
Yeah, I mean that was my whole fight there at the end because I knew obviously I wasn't going to catch him without the cautions or anything like that. So he ran a hell of a race, and that was a great win by him. So props to him, and I'm just happy that I was able to finish under my own power and to finish on the lead lap is a win for me. Putting
Absolutely. And to top that off, sir, you have won this week's Hard Charger Award. So kudos to you. You jumped up 4 spots from that P6 qualifying position. So congratulations on that.
Oh yeah, thanks. Just happy to be the only car up front, and it was a nice race. Looking forward anytime I come back to this track. I wasn't ready for the update, but the updated version, but after a little while, I got used to it.
Absolutely. Well, my friend, congratulations, and we will see you after the holiday break. You have a
All right.
safe and happy holiday season.
Yeah, you too. Have a good holiday season. We'll see you after the break.
Yes, sir. And that is our second place runner of Ryan Holler. Alex, the man of the hour. Sir, I, I don't know what to say. You whooped and whooped him.
Yeah, I didn't do much, so.
Yeah, but I'll tell you right now from the booth, some of the stuff that you had happen to your car were not as outrageous as, say, the incident with the 61 and in the 17 early on in the race when he went completely underneath the 17 car. So you had a very mild race. A couple little instances where you got loose. I was asking the guys about how the car felt, how the tires felt, and talk us through this very challenging street circuit.
It's very difficult. There's bumps everywhere. I don't think whoever paved this track can get brought back for another repave. Yeah, it is extremely bumpy because it is a street course. Um, so you got to manage those. Um, I honestly, I found myself pushing too hard on a number of occasions. Um, due to road traffic concerns, and it definitely made it a lot harder, especially early on when I had that damage. I don't know if you could see it, but I was basically 90 degrees to the left on the straight, um, and I was running somewhat close times to Brantley, but then he wrecked and kind of helped my chances there. My arm's hurt. I don't even know. I don't run force feedback, but my arm is hurt because I went on 10 inning springs, so I had to fight that for a lot. I'd like to thank my girlfriend Sarah, who's a big supporter of me through this race.
Yeah,
She's a
absolutely.
badass, I can see.
Very active, and huge shout out to her to watching and cheering you on. And I know, man, you wanted to make history today and say that you're the first driver in this series to lap the whole field, and you had it there before the final pit stop. And man, I know that you were chasing him down. Even though he was on the lead lap, you didn't want him to be on the lead lap for long. So that was one heck of a. I don't know if Brantley did last week. I can't remember off the top of my head, but
Like twice.
or maybe. I'm not too sure. I'll get back to you on that factoid. But
No, but I wanted to do like a burnout before the race across the line.
yep, we were on board with you.
Yeah, I was gonna end up letting him by anyways, so it wouldn't really matter. But yeah, it was a good race. All the guys they kept really clean. My internet wasn't doing the best from what I've heard from other people. Apparently I was losing. I only blinked once. There was a weird thing with me and Brantley that one lap that we both hit the wall.
yeah,
Apparently everybody's screen froze there.
really weird.
It wasn't just me and Brantley. It was everybody in the entire dirt. Like I know Justin said it happened, but we just happened to have it while we were in a corner and not on a straight, and it really hurt us.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. That's unique. I've never heard of that happening, but kudos to you for winning here before the 2 week break, and you're looking strong for the championship. Win here. You're only a race and a half now, unfortunately ahead of Hardy. But going into some of your better tracks after the new year, how you feeling about the rest of the season?
Um, I'm kind of excited about the rest of the season. I know we go to Atlanta. That's the only track. I'm also excited to go to Iowa. Iowa's probably my favorite oval in this game. So
Absolutely. Well, my friend, it was a pleasure you put on the clinic, and yeah, we look forward to seeing what you can do after this holiday break. Yeah, well, congratulations, my friend, and yeah, we'll see you here in 3 weeks' time after the new year. Hopefully, you have a safe and happy holiday season.
Let you know if I try to get later.
Absolutely. And that will do it here for us, folks, from the streets of Chicago. I hope you enjoyed today's broadcast, and we will see you, like I said, after the new year. I believe January 6th for the 6 run sprint to the finish and championship race the second week of February. So stay tuned for that. And once again, every week, thank you for joining. This has been a production of Wilkes Productions.